Alrighty, all welcome on board. My name's Les, and I want to take you through all of the positive points of YS. And they're going to be positive points from a team building type person's point of view. Yes, you can make some quite decent money, really decent money, from a passive point of view. But like most, referral based programs, this one's all about spreading the word and marketing to as many people as possible. So the bigger income, the more residual income can come from telling more people about it, building teams. All right, so I'm going to go through what I think's most important and exciting about YS from a team building type person's perspective. And I'm still going to start with the free 3-day trial. All right. There is no other program out there that will offer a free trial where that somebody will make 45 USDT and they will get to keep that no matter what. And what I mean by that is I think the best way for someone to learn about what YS is, the potential and what you've got to do, is to get them to do the free trial. I mean, sure, I can explain it to them and they may or may not like it. If they don't like it, they don't get involved. All right. If I sign them up for the free trial, which is quick and easy, then there's me, there's our chat group, there's our YS manager Leo, all going to tell him about YS. So he's going to learn about it in much more detail. And if he still decides not to get involved, that it's not for him, then he doesn't. But the difference being he gets 45 USDT for his trouble. All right. So from a team building perspective, that's awesome. You don't even have to sell the program or the investment or the opportunity or anything like that. You can just sell the free trial. And not only do they get 45 USDT, no strings attached, no matter what, you get paid 5 USDT from it as well. So you both walk away a winner, even if they don't end up joining. A lot of what happens in an opportunity depends on whether somebody has a good experience, especially early on. Whether they can see whether they pay enough attention to it or get enough excitement out of it to actually, to connect in and to interact and start to learn, absorb up that excitement. And then, if somebody's not excited, they're not going to take action. If they don't take action, they're not going to build a team. They're not going to make a fortune. All right. So for someone to do really, really well in any referral-based opportunity, people need to take action. They won't take action if they're not excited. All right. So with YS, every single person's first experience with the company is being given 45 USDT for nothing. Or, for doing the free trial, but next to nothing. So every single person, that's their first experience. Okay. And first impressions do count. I know when I did the free trial, I did the first day at my 15 USDT and I withdrew it. I did the second day and I withdrew it. I did the third day and I withdrew it. And then I put it all back in, plus a bit more, to buy in so I could keep going. And not only did I withdraw every day, but our YS manager, he will encourage you to do that because the company as a whole, they want you to withdraw that money so you can say you have, so that you're confident that it was 45 USDT, no strings attached, to get that positive experience because they know that first impression counts. All right, one more little thing about first impressions. When somebody actually finishes their trial and then they buy in and join YS fully, straight away, they get access to some quite significant rewards. And that's another big thing with YS. They help people out right at the start when they need the help. Okay, most companies, they'll have bonuses, global bonuses, and et cetera, that you can access, but only once you've reached a certain rank or you've built a big team. And by the time you qualify for those bonuses, you don't really need the extra money. So YS, it's throwing a lot of money at the little people when they first start. So that has two major benefits. One, it's helping people out early on when they need it, because when you start something, that's when you need the money because you haven't made much yet. And two, it's getting, I can probably come up with more than two, but two, it's getting them excited straight away. And because they're excited, they tap in and they get excited and take action. But not only so you get your free 45 USD from that free trial, awesome first experience. And then as soon as you buy in, even if you're buying at the lowest level, which for a few reasons I don't recommend, but if their finances dictate they need to, then that's fine. But even if you come in at that lowest level, which is 80 USDT, so you can minus the 45 USDT you just got, so you're only 35 USDT out of pocket. So for 35 bucks, you can then go and do a little tiny bit of training to explain the company and the opportunity and answer a couple of questions based off that. And you get the fruit basket reimbursement. So you can get 20 USDT worth of free fruit for doing the training. Okay, also straight away, you can take a group of friends out to dinner or lunch. And if you're going to need to get them to fill out the YS survey, which only takes 1 minute, and take a group photo. But by the time you do that, and they probably ask a couple of questions, now it's a business meeting because you've talked business, and YS will cover all those expenses. So for me personally, I didn't believe that when I first heard it, but it's true. I know lots of people, myself included, most of my referrals, they've all done it. But for me, I took half a dozen people out to lunch for my birthday, and not only did YS cover all of those expenses, they also paid for a cake for me. You might have seen some pictures of my cake getting around there. I had the YS logo on top and happy birthday, Les, and everything on it. So you can't beat that for an initial, introduction to a company. You just join with tiny bit of money and they cover a cost of a business meeting like that with your friends. I know lots of people, it's just early January while I'm making this video, but, they had friends come around for Christmas lunch, and because they got everyone to fill out a survey and that, YS covered the cost of Christmas lunch. I'm sorry if I sound incredulous, but it's pretty crazy stuff. And, that's what you can get out of YS when you first start, even before you really told anyone about it. Obviously, you tell them about it at that lunch, but, that's straight up when you join. You get all of that extra. Anyway, on to my next point. In this video, I'm not going to go into how much you earn on your daily rewards for activating your bike. We're sticking with, the team building and commission side of bonuses. And we still haven't got away from this 45 USD for the free trial yet. Because as I said, when you refer somebody to that, they get 45 and you get 5. But if you refer 3 in the same day, you get 5 from each of them, plus a $20 bonus. So you end up with 35 USDT. If you end up referring 5 in the same day, you get 5 each, plus that $20 bonus for 3, plus another $40 bonus because you managed to get 5. So you end up with 85 USDT. Or if you can get all your friends organized and get them all to jump on board the free trial, so keep this in mind, you're just offering free $45 to somebody, and that's enough money for it to be worthwhile someone's time. So, if you wanted to really maximize this, you could get all your friends organized. Once you join, tell everybody about it and get 10 of them that are interested in getting free $45 and organize them so they all sign up for it on the same day. And you'll get $5 each, 5 USDT each for them, plus a $20 bonus for getting three, the $40 bonus for getting five, and another 80 for getting 10. You'll end up with 190 USDT straight up. And as I said, we're still just on that 45 USD free trial, and we're still getting more than I ever expected. That's 190 USDT for being a bit organized and for inviting somebody to something that's free, and you're still getting paid. Okay, the next little bonus of earning. This is another little part of YS commission structure that was a surprise to me, like a positive surprise. That this is only for YS3 and YS4 referrals. But YS3, for example, normally you'd get 54 USDT reward from referring somebody that buys in at YS3. So that's a 10% commission, so that's pretty good. But the second person you refer as a YS3, you'll get 60. The third one, 70. Then 80, 100, and 130. And as of right now, I just referred my sixth person, so I received 130 USDT for referring them. Whereas that first one that I referred, I only got 54 USDT for. So what are we up to now? About 25% commission or something. And that similarly works with YS4 as well. Start at 10%, end up at 24, but on the bigger amount. So from now on, every single person I refer to YS3, and YS3 has been the main level that people have been coming in at, I'm going to get 130 USDT for. So, that's, as I said here, in my opinion, this is huge. That's a huge amount of commission. So, and now that I've maxed it out, it doesn't matter if I don't refer anyone for another 3 months. Then when I do refer somebody, I'm going to get 130 USDT for it. And I can tell you, when 130 USDT just drops in whenever someone joins, it adds up pretty quick. Next slide. So this is your level 2 referrals. So you got your direct referrals, and anyone that they refer will be your level 2. So your L2 referrals or recruitment. And people can only join at between YS1 and YS4. So basically anything from YS5 down is not worth looking at, because at this stage, nobody can buy into that level unless they get up to at least a level 3 agent, and then you can crack into the YS5. And then that's another real positive with YS, is that their main emphasis is on making sure as many people as possible know and like YS, not just on having the odd individual big investor. They're all really after people that are going to share with their friends and family. But anyway, so we're only really talking YS3 and YS4 levels, but you're getting a 3% commission off all your level 2 referrals. So a little bit extra, so I thought I'd share it. These are all the different ranks. They're just called agents, so level 1 through to 10. Beginner agent, they usually call this junior agent. And I won't sit on this page too much, but you only YS2 size bikes and above count for the rankings. So if you bring in a YS1 member, they won't count until they upgrade to a larger bike, and then they will count. Level 1, you've just got to have an extra 2. So you've got to invite 5 people. And then for level 2 agent, 2 of your direct referrals need to make level 1 agent. And to reach level 3 agent, you've got to have 2 direct referrals that reach level 2 agent, and so on and so forth, all the way through the ranks. But probably the more exciting part of reaching a rank is that, like most companies, you reach a rank, you'll get a bonus for reaching that rank, but not necessarily anything more. You don't really need anything more as you go up through the ranks in an opportunity, because by the time you hit those ranks, you've got a lot of residual money coming in anyway. But with YS, not only let's just go with level 5 agent, because that's what I'm aiming for pretty quick. You get an 800 USDT, so 1,200 Aussie dollars bonus for hitting the rank. That's just a one-off bonus for hitting that rank. But then you go on a salary. So every 10 days, you get another 400 USDT. You know, obviously 1,200 a month, 400 every 10 days. And so you're literally on a salary. That salary is completely residual, requires no more work from you, because you're at that rank. So even if you stop recruiting and stop doing anything, you sit on that salary. Okay, so that's more than you would expect from a company. I mean, it's only small to start with, but I'm just about to hit level 2 agent. You know, so my salary is only going to be at that level, only 50 USDT every 10 days, but still, it's starting to get there, and then it doubles every time you go up a rank. So this is obviously going to get pretty exciting as you know, once you hit level 5 and above, that's going to be a pretty exciting bonus. Just quickly though, like by the time you hit even level 1 agent, you're going to have been gifted a lot of things. Okay, so what they do to keep the excitement and to incentivize people, and you know, like even myself, I'm not quite level 2, but I will be probably this week. You know, even as a level 2 agent, I haven't really done, compared to other companies, I haven't done a lot. I've only just started, you know, I've started recruiting and building and all of that, but only just started. So in any other company, I wouldn't be getting any special treatment whatsoever. But in YS, I feel a bit special, because, you know, they'll say things like, all right, if you hit level 1 agent in the next week, we'll give you a coffee machine, or we'll give you one of our push bikes. You know, so they give you these little incentives, and these little incentives, and yeah, we'll call them incentives, but they give you a little task that you got to hit certain levels or do certain things within a certain time frame. They're suited to the individual. So the challenges that I get given will be different to the challenges somebody else get given, because they're designed to push that person to do their best to reach it, but you don't want it to be too easy either. So, you know, one person recruiting 5 people is going to be easy. Another person, they would struggle to do it. So they'll adjust these challenges so that people can hit it, but they've got to do a bit of work to get there. And that is exciting, because you get a good gift or a bonus for it. And some people get a coffee machine, some people get $100. You know, it just depends on what that person wants, needs, or likes. You know, so that's really pushing you to do better and better. So that's keeping the excitement alive, which is the fundamental difference here at YS. All right, next slide. What have I got? All right, this probably should have been a slide right back at the beginning of the video, but YS have a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you do the free trial and then you join up, and it doesn't matter what level you join at, but you join up, and it's actually 30 days. Yeah, the way it's written is confusing there, but what it is 30 days from the day you join. If you decide for any reason that you don't want to be involved, you can apply for a withdrawal, and they'll give you all your money back within 10 minutes, so not like a few days later you get a withdrawal approved, they give it to you straight away. And, obviously if you've done some withdrawals along the way, you're not going to get those withdrawals. So let's say you put $500 in and you've done $200 withdrawals and then you decide you want out. They're only going to refund you $300. So you've ended up with all your starting money back, no harm, no foul. And I don't know anybody that's asked for this withdrawal, but with the way YS operate, I don't doubt that. I think that would be something they would just definitely do straight away, but I don't see any reason why anybody would quit after a month. But that guarantee is there, and I think it's good to have. And it's good to know as a team builder because you can tell people about that, and it does carry a fair bit of weight. All righty. Some people might not know this yet, but YS have a point system. When you first join, you get 70 points. All right. And 70 points. And these points are like your credit score. So you can earn points, but you can also lose points. All right. So if you don't log into Telegram for 3 days, then you can lose 2 points. That you got to go in and get the code off Telegram every day anyway to activate your bike. So that's not really going to happen. And if for any reason you were going to be away and you weren't physically able, you might be out of phone range for a while, as long as you let your YS manager know, then you won't lose points. But these points are designed to keep people engaged, and the same as with that dynamic code you got to get every day. It's designed to make people engage, get in the chat groups and see what's going on, because one of the biggest issues with any sort of online opportunity, like referral based, is that people see some of your posts and they get excited enough to join, but that's it. Then they don't pay much attention. Life gets in the way. You don't tell them too much. And before you know it, they've almost forgotten that they've joined. Okay, those people are just in but not doing anything. Okay, so there's all of these things, all of the gifting, the point system, everything with YS designed to keep people engaged so that they do know what's going on. There's nothing worse than getting somebody involved in a business and then once, they get excited enough to join, but then they don't do anything. They don't learn about the company. They don't look at everyone else's results, and over time they'll lose that excitement, and then they might as well have not joined. So everything with YS is designed to make them engage and keep excited. But you got to reply to the manager when they send you a message on Telegram. There's quite a few different things. Obviously, if you're saying that negative stuff about the company or something, you can lose points and everything. But you can make points by upgrading your bike. The first time you upgrade anyway. You can, when you refer somebody that joins, you can earn points, et cetera, and you earn points. But what the points/credit score does is, as long as you've got at least 70 points, you're going to get 100% of the daily rewards. So when you activate, like on the YS3 level, you activate your bike, you make 15 USDT for the day. If you drop below 70 points, then you don't get that 100%. If you drop below 70, you only get 60. You get 60% of those profits. And if you keep dropping, so does your reward. But you can also, and I'm sharing this just so you know, but also this is another way you can earn as well. Not only there's no reason anybody should fall below 70 unless they join and then pay absolutely no attention to it. But if your points reach 100, you get a $50 reward. And I've done that. I'm over 100 points. I got my $50 reward. You get up to 200 points, you get a $280 reward. 300 points, 10 grams of gold jewelry, probably worth about 2 grand. 500 points, admittedly, it's going to take a fair bit to get up to 500 points. But there are some things here, like if you organise a meeting with over 100 people, you get 10 points. So you do a few of those, you'd soon get up there. But you get the latest model iPhone. That's, I don't know, at least $1,500 worth or something, maybe more. Get to 1,000 points, and admittedly, that's a big target, but you get a Mercedes Benz. I don't know if anyone's reached that, but anyway, the point is these first sort of three are things that we can definitely achieve. So it's just another way of earning. I didn't even know about this for quite a while, but yeah, it's good not only because it's yet another way of earning. I can't believe how many different ways you can earn, but it also really helps, from a team building type of person like myself. When you refer somebody, as I said, they get excited, they join, and then they lose the excitement and they don't do anything. Not excited, no action, no team building, no big profits for them or for you. So this here is designed to make sure people are interacting and actually keeping that excitement alive, so that everyone does better. So I like it. All right, one more way that you can earn, as if there isn't enough already. So by helping your first direct referral, your first level one / direct referral to reach level one agent, and anybody that's involved should be aiming to get up to level one agent. That means that you've referred 5 people and you can work your way right through to level 10 agent and only have referred 5. You're not going to, but 5 is the minimum you need to work your way through the entire compensation plan. But you can't see, but I had my hand up showing 5 fingers. But anyway, so when your first direct referral reaches level one agent, you get a $30 reward. When your second direct referral reaches level one agent, you get 50. On the third one, 60, then 70, 80, 90, and 100. Okay, so they're worthwhile little rewards. And I know it says help them, but a lot of people don't need any help. But the sort of help that we're going to be giving them is our support, showing them what we've done, how we work, what's worked for us, supporting them with answering questions and doing Zoom calls with their team. That's the sort of help that, it's not like recruiting for them. It's just, helping / supporting them. And the more people you help get to level one agent, the more money you get. So that's pretty much all I wanted to go through. But that's the big difference with YS, is that they're keeping everyone engaged, keeping the excitement alive, helping people out when they're new. That's sort of how you keep the excitement alive. And if somebody joins any sort of an opportunity, if they stay excited, get rewarded, get given gifts, not that I know many opportunities like that, except for YS. But if that happens, if you join, you keep excited, you get given gifts, you get rewarded, you're going to take action. You're not going to have that much of an awesome experience without telling people about it. Anyway, what was I going to say? All right, so I've been involved 9 weeks, just over 2 months. Okay, I'm making around about $500 a week now, give or take. It's hard to tell. And I've been given gifts that all up are valued at over $1,000. I got one of their bikes, one of their YS bikes, coffee machines, coffee mugs, some cash rewards as well, but I wasn't counting them. The fruit basket. I took people out to dinner for my birthday. I got given a birthday cake, but that's just extra. I mean, what I've made from the actual compensation plan has been more than enough. As I said, all these different ways you earn, but then I've been given all these gifts as well. And most of those gifts were given to me when I was brand new. And as I said, I've only been involved 2 months now. So I'm not like a long-term employee or anything at this stage. I'm still pretty new. But if you show some initiative, you show some action, and you try your best, they're going to reward you. All right, guys, thanks for listening. I'll talk to you all later.